Hi, I'm Melissa Longenberger with the York Builders Association, and today we're talking with one of our members about their career path in the skilled trades. Can you tell us your name and your company name?
My name is Michael Loss, and I'm with Regal Incorporated Plumbing, HVAC, and Home Automation.
What's your job title and what do you do on a daily basis?
I'm the general manager of the company. On a daily basis, I wear many hats, but I'm in the morning getting a group of technicians ready to go for their day. We're working on scheduling, estimating, and then at the end of the day, wrapping up and preparing for the next day.
Describe your trade.
We're primarily plumbing and HVAC, so heating and air conditioning. We are bringing the water into your house and having the water leave your house. Also, we're keeping you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. So primarily, you can't live without us.
How did you get into your career in the plumbing and HVAC field?
In about 10th grade, I was actually asked by my father. I was studying a lot of computer programming in school and really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and which is pretty common. And he said, "Do you want to try plumbing?" Of course, I was like, "Sure, yeah, great." So tried it and obviously loved it, and here I am.
So when you tried plumbing, what were some of the first things that you did?
I worked summers. I also had work release within high school. So, I mean, we were doing anything from, installing sewers into houses, water services, water heaters, working residentially and commercially. So just a variety of stuff. I think they tried to position me into multiple avenues that, hey, like, if you're going to do this, do you like it? Do you really want to do this for the rest of your life? And, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Did you do anything else or anything before that?
Well, I delivered newspapers as when I was younger. Worked a car wash growing up. Nothing. Some odd jobs at what we used to have a mall back in the day. So other than that, I've been there since 10th grade. So I've been there about 17 years now or so.
Great. What training or education did you go through?
So getting into after high school, the company that I worked for involved me in a lot of night school at York Votech, back it was called, so York County School of Technology nowadays. That was a 4-year program, 2 nights a week for about 4 years. So other than that, it was a lot of 1 and 2 day trips here and there, and honestly, it was a lot of just hands-on experience.
What is the best part of your job? What do you love about your career?
I love helping people. It's a very good feeling when you can walk into somebody's house and address their situation, address their problem, and come up with a solution that really fixes their problem. I love the opportunity to lead somebody to a great result and know that they're happy at the end.
What are some of the soft skills or personality traits that you would say are most successful in the field?
In our field, we're dealing with customers every single day. So your customer service, your attitude needs to be top notch. A lot of our skills can be trained, but having a good personality and customer service type skills are key to succeed in our field. And it really goes with any type of mechanical field like that. If you're good at what you do, that's one thing, but if you're good with customer service and customers in general, and you know how to make them happy, that's top notch. That's key.
What is one piece of advice that you would give a young individual who's considering a career in the building industry, specifically the HVAC plumbing field, or maybe if it's an individual that doesn't know what they want to do?
I know many companies, at least in the local area, that have apprenticeship programs, summer intern programs. It's something that you just need to get out and do. I never thought that I would have wanted to be a plumber, going to school, studying computers throughout high school and things like that. That's all I was involved in. So, the piece of advice is just, do it, and you're never going to regret it.
If you could do it all over again, would you choose the same path?
I would. Honestly, there's so many things that I've learned within the trade. When you work in a mechanical field, now we're primarily plumbing and HVAC, but you learn everything from a little bit of carpentry, electrical, etc. When I go home at night, if something breaks in my house, I can fix it. It doesn't really matter what it is. Being in the field, cross training through field, and in between fields, and it's a good feeling. That you can pretty much fix anything in your house.
What advice would you give a parent if their son or daughter comes to them and says, "Hey, I'm thinking about kind of exploring plumbing or HVAC or carpentry or one of those avenues, what advice would you give to a parent who maybe is a little bit hesitant about that conversation or that path?
Sort of going back to the piece of advice for the younger individual too, is just let them try it. This is a type of position, job, and industry that's not going anywhere. We're not being replaced by some kind of automation or computers or something. Wages continually go up every single year. They're great paying jobs, and it gives your son or daughter a sense of purpose when they are done at the end of the day and they've actually completed something. They're not working a 9 to 5, back and forth, same thing every day. It's something new. They learn every single day, and honestly, I think just overall, it's a great career for younger students to get in, just because they're never going to have to look for another job.
Is there something now that you wish you would have paid more attention to or explored more that would have been helpful to your career now?
Not necessarily. There wasn't anything that I was primarily involved in within school that made me a worse or better candidate for the position that I'm in now. I could say I wish I would have been maybe a little more handy back when I first got started, and I'll be the first to tell you, as of 8th or 9th grade, I could barely turn a screwdriver. It's not something that I could have taken a screw out of a computer possibly, but I never would have thought of taking apart a drain under a kitchen sink or something. So there really isn't anything that I think that I would have done differently. It's just choosing a career path and going with it.
If you hire somebody on at an entry level, what's that entry level position kind of look like, and then what are some of the paths that they might be able to take within a company like yours?
A lot of the positions within our company have to start from an apprentice level. We don't really have any positions, office positions, or something that you can just come right into. All those positions would start in an apprentice level. Once you get in that level and start moving up the ladder, you get into just a regular field technician. We have senior field technicians, we have install managers, we have service managers. Now, our install managers still work out in the field. Our service managers, are more in the office. Outside of that, we get into estimating, home comfort advisors, and those are normally team members that really succeeded at what they did and wanted more for themselves and moved into another position that they could take their knowledge and enhance on that and make a little more money too. Outside of that, you get into a position like myself, and even the owner of the company. There's not a lot of mechanical companies. Now ours is family owned. Other than that, there's not a lot of that are. So that doesn't necessarily mean if you start as an apprentice, you could own the company someday. You don't. It's not like you have a limit to your success.